Joe Theismann's going to join us coming up at 6 o'clock. It is the Football Friday ahead of the Super Bowl, and in about 15 minutes, we'll have our Super Bowl food draft. 4 rounds, 20 foods. We're going to go pick by pick and see who ends up with the best plate of foods for the Super Bowl. But right now, we're pleased to go to the Ruud Guest Hotline. Ruud, the most reliable heating and air conditioning products in the DMV. And welcome onto the program, a man synonymous with Sonny Jurgensen. Billy Kilmer is with us, speaking of greats in this town at the quarterback position. Billy, thank you so much for a few minutes on a tough day. How are you?
Yep, very tough day. I'm getting along pretty good, actually.
Well, tell us your experiences, just looking back on first, why you think Sonny was so beloved in this town, and when you think about him on days like today and his name comes up, what your first memories are.
Well, that's funny. I don't know. There's a lot of memories come up, but I remember the first workout I had back in 1971 when George Allen brought us all together, and we were working out at Georgetown University. It was in June before we started, our summer practice, and getting used to what his system and everything. And we got through working out the first day, and so, I showered and was fooling around. I don't know. I was kind of late coming out of the gym. We were at Georgetown University, and Sonny showered, and he was coming out, too. We were the last to leave. And I looked at him, I said, Sonny, I hadn't known him that real well at the time. I played against him, but never really knew him. And I said, by the way, Sonny, I said, where do you get a beer around here? And he said, here, come and get in the car with me. So we drove down Wisconsin Avenue and went to a place called Maggie's, which was a big hangout of the Redskins back in those days. And, we've been drinking beer ever since.
It's a good way to bond.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, we did. And, just things like that. What a great football player he was. And, I just was just great for me to be one of his teammates and be a friend of his. He was one classy guy. He could throw the football as good as anybody I've ever known. I mean, if he was playing today under these rules, I've always said that they would still be chasing his records. That's for sure. He was the most accurate passer I've ever known.
And that's what I wanted to touch on with you, Billy. What made him so special as a quarterback, and just that it sounds like that natural ability to throw the ball is, just one of those rare gifts, right?
He had a natural ability to throw the ball. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he'd throw the ball, and it would look like it would move around linebackers. He just had I always ask him, how do you hold the football? And he had big fingers. I didn't have very big fingers, and I always ask him, how do you hold the ball and everything? And I said, well, I told him one time, I said, well, you taught me how to hold the ball, and you straightened me out. I was had that wobbly pass for years. And he straightened me out, so we laughed about that, and we just had a lot of fun together. We got along. One thing that Sonny and I did, when I came there, I had been in the league 10 years and never been on a winning team at all. Sonny had been in the league a lot longer than I had. He did play for the Eagles when they won the championship, but he didn't. Was Van Brocklin was the number one quarterback. Then when he got to be the Philadelphia quarterback, they had mediocre years, and then he got traded to the Redskins, and they were not had a lot of good years except one year with Lombardi that Sonny always said that he loved Vince Lombardi, and he was upset that he only was with him 1 year. And he really enjoyed Lombardi and his coaching ability. He thought if Lombardi had lived, they'd have been close to the Super Bowl. But anyway, he was just a guy that he was such a guy that all the teammates, they loved him. He was a team guy all the way. I guess what I was going to say is between me and him, we hadn't played for a winner the whole time that I was 10 years in the league, and he was so much in the league. And when George Allen came and he put our team together, we kind of we did trade off, playing quarterbacks, and he got injured. Then I'd come in, and luckily I won too. So we were going back and forth. But what we didn't want to do is tear the team apart. So we didn't try to we tried to help each other when we went. The guys was in the game. The other guy would help each other. There was no animosity between us, and all we want to do is win and be good teammates. That's all.
Billy Kilmer led the NFL in touchdown passes in 1972, and a couple of times was in the top 5 in the MVP hunt. Joining us here on Grant and Danny to celebrate the life of his longtime friend Sonny Jurgensen, who passed away today at 91. Billy, I know it's a tough day. It does mean a lot, though, that you would share some memories with us. Thank you for hopping on with us.
Well, I appreciate it. He was my best friend, and I saw him about 3 weeks ago. Had lunch with him. I was so glad that I got to, and he was alert, and he was, we were talking real good, and then he took a turn for the worse in 2 weeks, and and then he passed away. I was kind of flabbergasted because I just saw him 3 weeks ago, and we were having fun and having lunch together and everything. So you never know.
100% right. Well said, my friend. Thank you so much, Billy, for joining us. It means a lot. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
You got it. Billy Kilmer on Grant and Danny here on The Fan. You'll hear early next hour what John Riggins had to say today after the passing of Sonny Jurgensen as we continue to celebrate his life. Next,